All right, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It is April 29th. We are going to go over a couple of bets that I have out there. My name is Joey Bets. This is the Joey Bets Podcast. And basically, we're going to teach you how to cook up plays from scratch, right? We've got three major sports going on today. We've got the NHL slate, big on the NBA. We won some money off of MLB. These last couple times, we're on a 2 game winning streak right now. We won $100 on what was it on Sunday, and then we won 55 yesterday. We're gonna continue the winning streak, and we're just gonna go into it. Right now, I'm gonna show you the platforms that I use. We're using Prize Picks. Everyone's very familiar with that. And then you have Underdog Fantasy, which I really love to use because of the fact that, you get all these promos. And honestly, this has been maybe fourth, fifth promo of the week. Not of the week, but of the last couple weeks that I've gotten from Underdog Fantasy. So we're gonna go ahead and apply this as a 60% profit boost. So what this is going to do is basically it'll boost the profit of your entry by 60%, right? So let's say you bet $100, right? You're going to end up getting 160. So it's a good profit boost. It's honestly good to run with, safe bets, a lot of safe bets going on. That way you kind of secure the 60%. But let's go into it. Let's go a little further into today's slate. I love how today's MLB slate is going to be. We're going to cook up, I believe we're going to do one of each, right? We're going to do one of NBA, one of NHL, and one of MLB. And if not, if we don't have the plays in there, we might mix a couple. Yesterday, we hit on an Equinox slip. So if you want daily picks, it's going to be on Joeybets47. We are doing YouTube shorts as well. Joeybets47 is on X and Instagram, so you guys can check it out. All the plays will be in my story. So let's go ahead and get started. Going into today's slate, I'm looking at it. I see this San Diego San Francisco game. This is going to be a huge game. Honestly, a lot of intentions of who's going to take the West. Is it the Dodgers still? Which more than likely it is. But you've got San Francisco and San Diego really, really fighting it out this year. 19-10, the Giants are. Padres are 17-11, 12-4 at home with good reason, right? You got Nick Pivetta, who's a righty, has had a very good season. I believe he came from Boston. And then we got Logan Webb, right-handed pitcher. So going into it, what I like to see is I like to go over to any kind of platform that you have as far as analytics go. You're gonna see that there's a couple people that hit high averages, right? We filtered out by average, but just keep in mind, the 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 2 for 4 with 2 walks, those could be a little deceiving, right? So we're looking at it. We like Luis Arias today, and I believe let's make sure he's playing because he had a terrible injury. Yeah, 7-day DL. So we're gonna stay away from that one. Of course, it's not gonna be available for us. Gavin Sheets. Gavin Sheets has been tearing the ball up lately, and let's see if we can get a hold of him. We got Logan Webb, right-handed pitcher, 3-1, 1.98 ERA, 1.10 WHIP. And that whip is something I really like to look at is with hitters in scoring position, right? So you're gonna or walks and hits per innings pitch, right? So that's your whip. So how many walks and how many hits he gives up every inning pitch, and he doesn't give up much this year, right? So 625 average against Gavin Sheets. Looking at Gavin Sheets on the year, 275 average, 3 home run, 12 RBI. Let's check his game log out, right? Left-handed batter. He's gone from 344 down to 275. A couple of 0 for games, honestly. He went 0 for 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row. Ended up with one hit against the Rays. Did not have a very good streak against the AL. Coming back home should be fine, but like we said, we're going up against a right-handed pitcher, 286. At home, he hits 310. So it's something to look at, right? With the amount of baseball that we have on this slate, it's something to just keep in the back pocket. It's something we're just gonna keep back there for a little bit, and then we're gonna check it out as it goes, right? So we're gonna keep going. I want to see what Ryan Mountcastle does against left-handed pitching because he's facing Carlos Rodon. This is going to be an amazing series too. There's a lot of good baseball out there. Yankees, Orioles. Orioles need this series big time in order to stay in this race, right? Because the Yankees are just running over everybody right now. Left-handed pitcher Carlos Rodon, bat versus pitch. I love bat versus pitch on ESPN. You can also go on Swish Analytics, but for ESPN, I really love the bat versus pitch because it tells you what Carlos Rodon has done against this lineup in his career. Right, this lineup hits 314 off of him. Right, you've got a 600 average for Ryan Mountcastle, 3 for 5, a home run and 2 RBIs. So Mountcastle's, he's doing pretty well. You got 3 for 3 with a homer and an RBI from Jorge Mateo. It's worth it looking at what's going on. Mateo has a 136 average. That's something you do not want to stand by. That's something you do not want to put your money on, right? 198 average for Mountcastle. But look at the splits. The splits, even worse. 179 average against left-handed pitching. Like I said, huge baseball slate today. This is not something you want to waste your money on. Let's go a little bit deeper into this. We've got Mookie Betts. 6 for 13, 3 singles, 2 double, 2 home run, and a walk against Sandy Alcantara. Will Smith, 5 for 12, 4 singles, 2 doubles against Alcantara. So that tells me Alcantara is going to have a pretty rough day. You've got 3 for 8, Tommy Edman. Adames is doing good against Pavetta as well. So let's look into this Dodgers Marlins game. A lot of Dodgers are hitting very good off of this Marlins team, especially at home. And yesterday, pretty close game, closer than what it should have been. Not knowing who's pitching for the Dodgers today, we're going to look into this right here. Austin Barnes is 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, 3 RBI. I like Austin Barnes. Let's see, 154. The MLB does not like Austin Barnes. Shout out Riverside, California, Austin Barnes. 6 for 13, Mookie Betts. This is the one right here. 230 average on the season. Mookie is due. 1 hit, 1 RBI. 1 hit, 1 run, 1 RBI. 0 for 4 with a walk. 0 for 4. 3 hits, 1 run. 1 run off a walk. 0 for 3. 1 hit, 1 RBI. Right? All right. Mookie Betts, he's doing well. Right? Prize Picks will probably not have him on any kind of bet slip. They will likely have him on a half a hit, run, and RBI, or not even that. Either 2.5. Oh, there we go. Perfect. We were talking bad about Prize Picks. Look at that. All right, we're going to run with Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts today, even a 7-hitter fantasy score is pretty nice. He hasn't hit that in the last few games. You're seeing more of the hit, run, RBI. Those 2 0 for 4 games against Pittsburgh. I know one of those games was Paul Skeens, and he dominated that lineup, right? So we're sticking with Mookie Betts on the 1.5 hit, run, and RBI. We're going to keep looking, keep going at it. I really like Will Smith and what he's been doing. I don't really like picking more than one of a certain player. Look at, you've got Orlando Arcia, who's 5 for 13. Jazz Chisholm, 5 for 14. I haven't heard too much from Jazz Chisholm lately. You got a double, a triple, a home run. He's hit the cycle off of this guy, right? So Jazz Chisholm against Kyle Gibson, worth a look, worth a very good look. Right-handed pitcher. Right-handed pitcher doesn't have any 2025 stats. No pitch versus bat versus pitch. He did face the Yankees last year late in the season, 831. We're going to check out the box score right here because Jazz went 3 for 4, hit 314, and a run scored. So that's enough to tell me that Jazz is ready for a hit run RBI game. Bam. There we go. That's two. That's two. No goblins, no demons, of course. But that's not what we're looking for here. We're going to look at that a little bit deeper. Lawrence Butler. Lawrence Butler looking good. Manny Machado, 11 for 32. Um, Carlos Correa against Tanner Bybee. Now, Correa hasn't had the best season, but as of late, Correa has been raking the ball. And honestly, I feel like he's coming together. Bybee, usually a very dangerous pitcher to bet against. Strikeout artist. The Guardians just paid him all kinds of money. But when you have a batter that has this kind of familiarity against him, 17 at bats, he's hit six times, three RBIs. Yes, he's had seven Ks, right? That's something to look at, right? It could go either way. Tanner Bybee is not throwing Ks this year. However, game log, you'll be able to see what I've been seeing these last couple of days, that his 167 average has gone up to 222, and that's because 2 for 4, 3 for 4, 2 for 5, 1 for 2. That's 8 hits in the last 4 games, right? So he's double digit hits in the last 4 games just by themselves, right? You've got runs scored, you've got three runs scored, you've got RBIs, you've got three RBIs, right? Carlos Correa, it's safe to say that he's smashing the ball, and then he's also playing against someone that he has a lot of familiarity against. So Carlos Correa, 1.5 hit run and RBI. Look at that right there is $50 off of a $10 pick. Off of $15, that's 75. You go 20, that's $100, right? This is something that I would really like to put into our 60% profit boost, and that's what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna apply the profit boost from Underdog Fantasy. We're gonna run this through, and we're saying Mookie Betts over 1.5 hit run and RBI, which it is not available. Ah, look at that. All right, that's amazing. So we're gonna keep that to ourselves. We're gonna keep it going. Um, for the shits and gigs, we're gonna check out if Carlos Correa is there. He is. We're gonna look and see if Jazz is there. He more than likely is. Yep, there you go. And then it's just a matter of when we're going to put Mookie Betts right there. Because he'll be there. He'll be there. 1.5 hit run and RBI. That's what we're looking for. Even the 7.5 hitter fantasy score, that's 9 times already. That's 9 times the money. Hold off on this one. Let's look for Mookie Betts a little bit later in the day. And then honestly, at that 90, I really don't want to, risk any more. Risk it, you don't want to sit here and risk it for the biscuit, right? You got 7 for 22. Nick Castellanos against Mackenzie Gore, 6 for 22. This Phillies Washington game could be something to look at. And then for all my money line betters, looking at this right here, the familiarity between the batter pitcher and Mundo Sosa, 333 with a home run. Nick Castellanos, two homers off of Gore. You've got Trey Turner, 6 for 19, three doubles off of Gore. You've got Kirby Ruiz, 8 for 27, three bombs off of Zach Wheeler. Josh Bell, 4 bombs off of Zach Wheeler. That tells me that this Philly and Washington game is going to go over, right? It's worth looking at it because the ball is more than likely going to fly in Philadelphia. We can check the weather as well. Let's double check and make sure weather isn't a factor in Philly. Weather does not look like it's a factor in Philly. Strong winds, hold on. Strong winds in Philly, right there. Strong winds going outward as well. So we're looking at bombs away at Citizens Bank Park. Lock me in for this over on the Phillies. Of course, it's going to be 8.5, right? And the over is going to be the underdog. I mean, you're going to get less money out of it. but take it. Honestly, even the open line. I mean, this over 8.5, it looks beautiful. You take it. I wouldn't pick a winner here, but going over on the total right here is it makes a lot of sense. All right, so let's go in and see who's gonna hit this. Batting left-handed, right? Left-handed pitcher, Nathaniel Lowe in the season, 248, but against lefties, he hits 167. Now, even though he has such good familiarity against Zach Wheeler, you don't want to put yourself in that position because he hits worse against the lefty than he does against Zach Wheeler. Bat versus pitch, Mackenzie Gore, 318. Nick Castellanos, 282 on the year. Against left-handed pitching, 387 on the year. Tell me that Mackenzie Gore throws left-handed. So there it is, right there. You got Nick Castellanos as well. Look at that. Game log. 1 hit, 1 run. 2 hits, 1 run. 1 hit. A double. 1 hit, 1 RBI. 0 for 4. 0 for 4. 1 hit, 1 run. An RBI. All right. So I like Nick Castellanos. Now, do I like him more than Mookie Betts? Of course not. Of course not. 100 times not. I wish they would just let me bet on Mookie Betts, right? So I am. But on prize picks, what we're going to do is we're going to throw in Castellanos. Because I have a good feeling about this one. So they're not going to give you the opportunity to go 1.5 hit run an RBI. That's fine. We'll take it. We'll go ahead and throw all that on. And it's a 70. You throw 10 on it, it's $70. 10 for 70, 15 for 105, 20 for 140, right? And that's what we're going to do. Honestly, that's what I want to do. Let's see, do I have a hitter fantasy score? No, I do not. All right, that's fine with me. We're going to go ahead and run this through. Oh, man, give me Mookie Betts. Castellanos on the half hit run and RBI isn't even available right here. It is. Oh, man. I need Mookie, man. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to get him on a half base. Mookie's going to get on base, right? And then we'll take Castellanos on a half base as well. That's what we'll do. Both of them on half bases. Should put us over 100. Nope, it's only going to put us at 7. Castellanos on a half base is cheap. 1.5 hit run an RBI. He's had it. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go Carlos Correa, Jazz Chisholm, and then Mookie Betts. Let's go ahead and throw this one in. All right, we're going to go ahead and lock this one in. You've got Mookie Betts, Jazz Chisholm, and Carlos Correa all hitting over 1.5 hit run and RBI. All like you've seen very great against the pitcher. Since we won some money yesterday, usually I like putting $10 bets. This one I feel really good about, especially with the Nick Castellanos hit run RBI goblin right here. We're going to go for 15 and we're going to go for 105 on the winnings, right? So we're going to submit that lineup through on prize picks. And just a little recap of what it's going to be. It's going to be looking like this right here. So you got Mookie Betts over 1.5 hit run and RBI. Jazz Chisholm over 1.5 hit run and RBI. Carlos Correa over 1.5 hit run RBI. Nick Castellanos over a half hit run and RBI. Meaning that if they get on base, they score a run. If they sacrifice fly, they get an RBI. If they get a hit, if they get 2 hits, right? They need 2. either an RBI, a run, or a hit. We're gonna go with all four of them. This is 15 for 105 bucks. I feel very good about this one, honestly. Even good enough to where I want to keep these two, and honestly, I want to keep Mookie Betts on this last slip as well, and I want to take him on hitter fantasy score. So Mookie Betts getting a, let's say he gets a single and RBI, right? Single and RBI would be 5. Okay. So he gets a double and an RBI. Double and RBI would be 8, right? So honestly, Mookie Betts will have to get more than one base, right? More than one base, more than one RBI. He goes 1 for 4, 1 for 3 with a walk and an RBI. That's 3, 6, 8, right? So that's right over that 7.5. 7.5 is tricky. It's something that you may not want to go and play with. But yeah, Mookie Betts is basically on lock. Like it's going to be pretty tough to bet anything Mookie Betts today because the lines see what we see. It just looks like he's gonna. Yeah, they even took him out on 2 bases. So 2 bases, honestly, that's 2 singles. That's a double. Um, I'll take him. I'll take him on fantasy score. Honestly, that's 6 points already. If he gets an RBI, he gets a run scored. That's over the 7.5 hitter fantasy. That's 9 times your money right there off of 3 people. The 60% profit boost, of course. So we're gonna run that 10, and we're gonna run it through again. Carlos Correa. I'm really big on him as of late. Hitting the ball very great. Jazz Chisholm. It's time. It's time at Baltimore. He smashes up against the pitcher that they're throwing out there. And then Mookie. Mookie's gonna have to have a game. He's gonna have to have a game for this, but you know what? I can see him getting a double and an RBI. That's 8. Even a double and a walk. That's 9. So keep an eye on Mook. Mook is gonna kill it today. It's worth giving it one more shot just to see if they may have done something with. Oh, there it is. Hit run RBI, perfect. Lock this in right now. You get Mookie on the hit run RBI. You get Chisholm on the hit run RBI. You get Correa on that. Stay away from Castellanos on this one. On this one specifically. All right, this is a safe bet. You don't want to put too much down on your money. So we've got 2 baseball bets out there, revolving around the same players: Carlos Correa, Jazz Chisholm, Mookie Betts. Prize picks, we got a little greedy out there. We threw in the Nick Castellanos half hit runner RBI, which is fine, which is great. It's amazing, right? So, baseball aside, we're going to put baseball to the side for right now. Um, we've got a whole bunch of sports to go over, honestly. We've got your hockey games, New Jersey against Carolina. That is a series right there, even though Carolina is winning 3-1. Both of these series on the west side have been amazing. Minnesota giving their all against the Vegas Kings. And Vegas, honestly, has been, they've been Vegas. They've been Vegas. They've been going out there and giving it their all, but the Wild have been coming through. So looking at it, we may take a couple of picks here, a couple of picks of basketball. One of the things I want to let you know about basketball in general has been goblin picks. Like, we're not going to sit here and play with the NBA because of the fact that there's blowouts ready to happen. These teams are not supposed to be winning. Hockey serves a little bit more parity out there. So that's what we're going to go with. We had an OT game last game. 5-2 Wild, 5-2 Wild, 4-2 Kings. Right? All right. So we're looking at it. 2-2 series. Vegas is at home, right? They gave one up at home. They won one at home. So we need to see what's going to happen here. Honestly, there needs to be similarities in these games, right? One thing I love to go after is shots on goal. Who gets the most shots on goal? You've got Hartman on the Wild. You've got Hurdle and Howden on the Kings, right? See if it stays the same. Hartman on the three. Hartman on the three shots is pretty well, right? Going Hurdle on the three. Hannafin on five. Hannafin on five is quite much. Let's keep going here. Hannafin on two. Howden on three. Eichel on three. Dorofev on four. Man, this is a completely different game. Hartman only had one. This is a lot different. This is a lot different. Let's check out the last game. You gotta love to see similarities before you start picking people that you don't know about and you don't know much about. It looks like Vegas just started getting their key players involved in this series. Hartman too. Hartman has been their consistent shot taker, right? So it's worth taking a look at what Hartman has to. If he's at 2.5, you more than likely want to take that. Hartman on 1.5 shots on goal, 2.5 shots on goal. Oh, I mean, this is a huge game. This is a huge play right here. Honestly, Ryan Hartman, 2.5 shots on goal. Let's see. Let's go a little bit deeper into this. How many times has he missed his feet? Because this is not a bad look. 3 shots. In his game log, he has 5. One, this one. But his time on ice was down to 1541. Very low time on ice, right? He had an assist, he had a point. So he's had an assist in every game. Very big player, so I'm not too understanding why the short time on ice right here as well. But yeah, 5, 1, 3, 3, 2 shots, 2 shots, 3 shots. So averaging 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 shots a game. In April, in March, you're seeing more. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. Something to keep in your back pocket. Like I said, this Edmonton LA game has been amazing. Adrian Kempe has been the leading shot taker of the Kings. You've got Byfield out there, Fogle out there. It's a lot. So Kempe is at 4. Draisaitl at 4. McDavid at 7. McDavid, looking at McDavid's log, I am surprised if he's anywhere sitting at 2.5. If he's sitting at 2.5, take it. 2.5 on a Goblin. Okay, that's fine. But look at these shots on goal: 3, 7, 4, 2, 3. Right, the two, less time on ice. Right, didn't look like much of a series, honestly. Already losing 6-2. So these games have been getting closer. Edmonton is going to come away with this series. And I'll say it right now. Edmonton's going to win this series. They're going to take it away from the Kings. And how they're going to do it is basically off of perseverance and Connor McDavid, right? So you can take Connor McDavid at 2.5. Look at that. 1.5 shots on goal. I would take him at 3.5 right there. Keep that on there. Keep that on there. Keep it coming. And then look at Kempe. Take a look at what LA has to offer as well. It's always good to take a look at who's been scoring, who's been shooting all these goals. Fogel, not much. Dowdy 4. Kempe on 3. Let's see where he's at right now. I just honestly, with the elimination games, any kind of games that mean anything, Connor McDavid is going to shoot shots. Now, I understand he dishes the ball much better. He's a facilitator. He gets people in the right spots. I get that. I completely understand that. But when it comes down to time, Connor McDavid's going to be Connor McDavid. He has to put this team on his back, and he has to prove it this time around because another early exit in the playoffs. Oh my gosh, right? Connor David is going to be here the worst of it. Look at this. You've got Andre Kempe at 3.5. You don't want him at 3.5. You do not want him at 3.5. It's probably best to look at Doughty. Doughty's had a lot more shots on goal. Drew Doughty on a half shot on goal. 1.5 is a demon. And now that is something that, let's see what his game log is. I'll take two. Yeah, two shots, two shots, two shots. Every game but Winnipeg. All right, he didn't do much. Two shots. This guy is averaging shots on goal. 35-year-old. That could be another reason why as well. Doughty had 4 shots, and in the last game, Doughty had 1 shot. Yeah, let's stay away from that one. I like Kempe, at least on the Goblin. Take both of their top shooters, right? You put them on one on a Goblin and one on a Demon. You have a 20 for 70 already. Let's mix in some basketball here. All right, so we're gonna mix in some basketball. We're going Equinox, and this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna go for your popular picks. Big games today. We have some lineups already out there. See if we can get this NBA slate. Oh. All right, there we go. Taco picks. All right, it's Tuesday. Taco picks. Don't take them. Don't take them. 45.7K people took Cade Cunningham over 21.5 points. Yet, the guy, he's more than likely going to hit it, right? He may hit it. Your next taco pick may not be so lucky, right? There's a few times where it gets too close. And I don't know if you've used prize picks before, you know this, but 45.7K of people and you miss on a taco pick, most people are putting this in with a lineup, with a 6-man lineup, thinking that this is the one. This is the one that's going to hit. And it's not. It's not. All the time, it really isn't. Cade, on the other hand, he's hitting this, right? Now, I could see him not. I could see him not. I could see him going under the 26.5. So if you really look at it, you go Cade Cunningham, and his line is 26.5. Oh. Well, we don't have a point line that we could fade, right? 52 on the fantasy is a little wild too. So like I said, with this Knicks game, Knicks and Detroit, this series is 3-1 Knicks. It's in the Garden. This could definitely be a blowout on massive proportions. Last game, what is it? Game ending dunk at the end of the game, or did something happen? Carl Anthony just sealed the deal basically. So this is a Detroit team that the air is already out of the balloon now. Honestly, we got Josh Hart with the points, with the rebounds and assists. You got Jalen Brunson on 11 assists. Now Jalen Brunson on assists, that could be a good play. 11, 9, 7, 8. Very big series for Brunson. Let's see what his assists look like. If it's at 5.5, take it. 7.5, that's a little high. Honestly, I mean, I would like 6.5, 5.5. Let's run it at 6.5, and that's already 20 for 100. That's 5 times your money already. Mixing a little bit of basketball and a little bit of hockey. Um, you're not gonna find all the great picks in one. Let's see what Jokic has going on. Series tied 2-2. Clippers Nuggets. I really thought the Nuggets were gonna run. I mean, the Clippers were gonna run away with this. But Aaron Gordon has been a monster. 20, 21 rebounds for Nikola Jokic. And then you had 12 rebounds for Zubox. Zubox, I really like him on the rebounds, but like not not 12. Definitely not. I'll take him at 10. Honestly, he's only missed 10 one time against Denver. I'm taking that every day of the week. And then you know what? Might as well throw in Jokic as well on a goblin because we're just doing goblin picks now. 22 and a half. Give me 17 and a half. 19 and a half. So he has to have double assists and rebounds, which 10 assists. He's had 8. Hold on. 8 and 7. Right? But has he made up with it for the rebounds? 21 and 7. Okay. We're doing the 19 and a half. That's amazing too. Harden and Jokic assists. Harden sitting at 9.5 as well. '21, 22. There it is. We're going to run this one as the last play of the game of the day. We got Connor McDavid as your demon pick. 3.5 shots on goal. Big game, huge game for him. Adrian Kempe, 2.5 shots on goal. Leading scorer, I mean, not leading scorer, but one of LA Kings' biggest shooters out there. Jalen Brunson, 6.5 assists on 7 assists against Detroit. This is a game clincher. This is a series clincher right here with New York. Ivica Zubac, 9.5 rebounds, and then you got Nikola on the 19.5 rebounds and assists. That one, if you drop 10 on it, it's gonna be $80. So we've got big money out there, right? We've got a $90 slip, we've got an $80 slip, we've got a $105 slip. Everything out there is ready. So we're gonna go ahead and submit that through. Um, yeah, let's have a great day, everybody. So we've won the last 2 games, the last 2 days, right? So going over it, we're going Connor McDavid over 3.5 shots on goal. Adrian Kempe over 2.5 shots on goal. That's one game right there. That's a good watch as well. Jalen Brunson over 6.5 assists. Zubox over 9.5 rebounds, and Nikola Jokic over 19.5 rebounds and assists. Right. Our baseball play: Mookie Betts, Jazz Chisholm, and Carlos Correa over 1.5 hit run and RBI, and then you got Nick Castellanos over the hit run and RBI, the one hit run and RBI. And you have our underdog fantasy slip. This is a 60% profit boost. You've got Jazz, Carlos Correa, and Mookie Betts on 1.5 hit run and RBI. You guys, what I like to say, and I say it all the time, take a look, right? Take a look, take a pick, have an amazing day, right? Those three mean the world to me. I'm giving you guys a deep look, a deep dive look for free. At the end of the day, one thing I would love to help anyone throw in a play, throw these in, throw those in. But by any means, if you want to steer away from this, you completely can. We win, we also lose as well. Like we're human, but if I can give you at least one play, 2 plays out of this day, to get you to win money, then that really hits home for me, honestly. But yeah, like I said, we have a lot of picks out there. Everything will be going on my Instagram story at Joeybets47. So take a look at that. You guys, like I always say, take a look, take a pick,